I don't think there is a single word that captures the essence of what manifested over the past week. And I'm not even going to take a stab at it, so you guys let me know what word you would use to describe it in the comments below. Hello, I'm Crypto Casey, and welcome to another episode of Last Week Crypto. Every Sunday, we review the performance of the largest cryptocurrencies, top gainers, as well as the latest global news stories affecting the crypto markets this past week. This week, we will discuss the effects of the new US government administration on our crypto portfolios, how retail investors are FOMOing in the market in droves, how institutions are FOMOing into the market in droves, and the importance of taking profits periodically throughout this bull cycle. To check out the links to all of the articles we discuss, go to cryptocasey.com/lastweekcrypto. This week's episode is brought to you by Crypto.com, an exchange with over 55 different cryptocurrencies. On Crypto.com's mobile app, you can buy crypto with bank transfers, credit, debit cards, or crypto at true cost with no markups. Crypto.com also has a desktop exchange that is solely for crypto-to-crypto trading, which isn't available in the US quite yet. If you use the link below to sign up for Crypto.com, you'll receive $25 worth of cryptocurrency for free when you use the referral code CryptoCasey, all while supporting the channel. Also, every Wednesday I conduct a weekly AMA or Ask Me Anything at Instagram.com/CryptoCasey. So use the link to my one and only official Instagram account listed in the description area to follow me and ask me anything you want every Wednesday. I will be starting to live stream content on my twitch.tv/CryptoCasey account, so pop over there to subscribe for some weekly live content soon. Awesome, let's check out Last Week Crypto. Looking at the top cryptocurrencies by market cap, Bitcoin up an epic 39.1%, ETH an absolute beast up 68.3%, XRP in recovery mode up 37.4%, and Litecoin up 36.3%. Amazing. Looking at the top gainers this week, Nano, oldie but goodie, out of nowhere ripping upwards by 265.6%, Maker making moves up 141.4%, Stellar up 131.7%, and Loopring up 124.9%. Each week, Bitcoin is still effortlessly reaching new all-time highs and just completely locking down positions above resistant lines. Speaking of locking down, maybe Bitcoin should give the Capitol some pointers on locking things down, as this seems to be the extent to which the Capitol was locking things down on January 6th at 2 p.m. Savage Sven Henrik makes a solid point about the matter in this tweet. History repeats, but sometimes it rhymes. Rome, in the year 455 versus Washington, D.C. in the year 2021. A stark resemblance, indeed. Following that historic debacle, Trump finally concedes Biden will become president. The United States now has a Democratic House of Representatives, a Democratic Executive Department, and this week, Democrats take control of the Senate with twin Georgia victories. Politics aside, in fact, I'm extremely apolitical. All that is important for us in our crypto community in the midst of a year that will prove to be the most historic year for crypto ever is how does this affect our crypto portfolios? My outlook? Bullish. Incredibly bullish for cryptocurrency. Why? First of all, Biden is preparing a $3 trillion stimulus package that will take the stock market, and especially Bitcoin, to insane levels already in February. And here's why Joe Biden's $3 trillion stimulus package could add fuel to Bitcoin's rally. The new fiscal stimulus is expected to boost inflation, weaken the US dollar, and bring more buyers for scarce assets such as Bitcoin and gold. The leading cryptocurrency is already in a strong bull market, courtesy of the inflation-boosting measures adopted by the Federal Reserve and the US government over the past 10 months to counter the coronavirus-induced slowdown. These measures have pushed institutions to seek investments that offer a hedge against inflation. The Biden stimulus may add an extra jolt to Bitcoin's price, but nothing more than pushing along a barreling freight train. And tons of people are now clamoring to hop aboard the barreling freight train that is Bitcoin, as you can see here in the recent spike of the search term Bitcoin on Google search trends, a spike we haven't seen since the last bull run in December 2017. And for those new to Bitcoin, here is some history of its price. All you Bitcoin veterans, bear with me for a minute while we break this down. Bitcoin hit a $30 all-time high in June 2011 from the 30 cents in January 2011, 100x in 6 months. then crashed 90% to $3, which was still a 10x of before, then took just about 2 years to recover back to $30 in February 2013. Look familiar? Then, 2 months later in April 2013, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high of $213, which is a 7x. Check how big the previous $30 all-time high looks. There was also a crash to $70 from $213 during 2013, then a recovery back to over $200 in October 2013, which was a small 1-year cycle. Then, 2 months later, by December 2013, Bitcoin hit another all-time high at over $1,000, which is a 5x in 2 months. There was another crash from $1,000 to $200 and took about 3 years to recover back to $1,000 in February 2017. This is the cycle when CZ entered, sold his house to buy Bitcoin at $600 in early 2014, felt he was way late. It had dropped to $200, had to endure 2 years for it to recover. Of course, many of you know what happens next. 10 months later, in December 2017, Bitcoin hit the famous all-time high of $20,000, a 20x in 10 months. Most of us know that Bitcoin died many times in the last 3 years. It crashed to $3,000. But 3 years later, almost to the day, Bitcoin recovered to $19,700. And we emerged from winter finally. And now, what's going to happen next? I don't know. You tell me. It doesn't take a sophisticated background in finance or technology to see what's going on. The writing is on the wall, as retail FOMO is here, trending on Twitter and Google searches. Holy mother of pump is upon us. And it's important to understand that most retail investors are not here for long-term investing. They are here to make a quick buck. I mean, look at this. Wifey currently has a smaller market cap than DOGE. Let that sink in. See you guys at 120K. And for those of you that don't know, Wifey stands for Yearn.finance, which is an extremely complex ecosystem of decentralized financial applications that is currently providing a wealth of useful products and services, while Dogecoin was basically created as a joke based on a dog meme that is occasionally pumped by Elon Musk in his true troll fashion, and TikTok influencers that hearken their audiences to pump the price of Doge to $1 so they can all get rich. I'm not kidding. Check this out.
Steve, listen. Okay, look, TikTok has over 800 million active users, and you've heard that in all the other Dogecoin videos, right? But it doesn't matter. What does mean? Look at the okay, so $657 million. That's the total market cap for Dogecoin right now. Okay, that's what it's at. But if everyone on TikTok invests $25, that's going to push the total market cap to over $20 billion. What does that mean for you? That means your investment is going to be multiplied by 31 times. As every dollar you put into Dogecoin, that's going to be worth $31, guaranteed. But that's not all. Once we get to that point, you're going to get the institutional investors. They're all going to be interested in the project, right? And we're going to prove to them we're not here, okay? Once we get this up to $1, that means your investment of $25 will be worth $5,000. For every $25, it'll be worth $5,000. Where are you, Elon?
Hype City USA right there, LOL. And it's not just retail investors that are hyped. Institutions FOMO into crypto as much as retail, they just use different words and different approaches. Boom. Morgan Stanley just filed an SEC form declaring they now own 792,627 shares, 10.9%, of MicroStrategy. They've increased their position by 360%, adding almost 650,000 shares since Q3 2020. Even the banks want Bitcoin. So instead of some institutions buying Bitcoin directly and holding it themselves, they are opting to indirectly get price exposure to Bitcoin by buying stocks of companies that have cryptocurrencies on their balance sheets. And the impending Coinbase initial public offering will give institutions another indirect proxy to invest in Bitcoin. So for any of y'all that own a publicly traded company out there, here's a letter for you. Dear CEOs, stagnant share price? Easy. Just add crypto to the balance sheet. The SEC has made it insanely hard to buy Bitcoin and Ether, so investors are desperate. And the Fed keeps minting you money. What else are you going to do with it? Act now while crypto prices are low. Institutional adoption has been on the rise and ever increasing, especially as favorable regulations continue to develop. Check it out. This week, from the top US banking regulator, banks are authorized to use public blockchains and stablecoins. This is fantastic news for the cryptocurrency industry because, at the end of the day, DeFi, or decentralized finance, will be used by all banks. Why? Because, look at this. A whopping $22.58 billion is currently locked into a massive, global, efficient, seamless financial ecosystem that is providing value like lending, borrowing, liquidity, trading platforms, payment networks, asset management, derivatives marketplaces, and much, much more. Banks will not be able to build their own private or public markets to compete with this huge, active global market. If they stand any chance to survive or want to stay competitive, they will absolutely have to build on these existing DeFi platforms like Maker, Ava, Compound, Synthetic, etc. It's 100% inevitable. All lending, real estate, mortgages, loans, retail, simply everything will be on DeFi in the not-so-distant future. And no asinine laws in any country on this planet can stop an indomitable technological revolution such as this. So if you want to learn more about DeFi and what it is, check out my video guide for beginners explaining what decentralized finance is and its implications for the future of our global financial system by clicking on the link above. But basically, in a nutshell, this is ETH versus centralized exchanges, stockbrokers, insurance companies, clearinghouses, SWIFT, banks, payment companies, and investment banks. Ethereum is absolutely killing it. With all of these new regulations allowing traditional financial systems to use public blockchain technology to provide financial services, the government will not be able to ban Bitcoin or cryptocurrency at large. At this point, if they tried, their big monetary interests would not stand for it, because we all know corporate America and financial institutions are the puppet masters running the show. Politicians are just the puppets. Big business runs the United States. They just buy the politicians to push their agendas through legislation. Nice. Well, with all of this bullish news from the week, here's something we all need to be aware of and stay mindful of throughout this parabolic bull cycle. I'm waving the yellow flag. Large jump in coins sent to exchanges. Highest unrealized profits since December 2017. Spike in total number of coins on exchanges. Pullback coming. As we discussed in previous episodes, you shouldn't invest in cryptocurrencies like traditional stocks, where you're buying lows and selling highs, as these are assets at market saturation. With this technology gaining adoption, do as venture capitalists do. Their strategy is to buy successive rounds of shares, or in our case, digital assets, at ever-increasing highs. They don't invest in down rounds. This technology will continue to develop, evolve, and gain adoption, and is on an upward trajectory overall. So the best strategy is to buy and hold. However, in this bull market, you need to periodically take profits. The volatility of bull markets create massive investment opportunities to grow the value of your portfolio and generate profit. This week, we see Bitcoin price volatility spikes as Bitcoin whales sell each new high. Data suggests Bitcoin's price drops at each new all-time high are the result of mega whales selling into liquidity. Whales will take profit throughout this bull cycle. In following the bull cycle, many of these financial institutions may not hold crypto during the bear cycle to the next bull market. At first, people underestimate crypto bull runs, then they overestimate them. We're still in the first part. In fact, taking a look at the Wall Street cheat sheet, Psychology of a Market Cycle, I think we are currently at the optimism phase where everyone agrees this rally is real. We may even be breaching into the belief phase where people think it's time to get fully invested. So just a word of caution, if this price rally continues to move quickly at a steep incline with no pullback, we could launch straight to the top here to the euphoria phase where everyone is like, I'm a genius, we're all going to be rich, which would prematurely spiral us into a bear market. That wouldn't be good. However, all in all, more likely it will take another 12 months or so before we hit the euphoria phase and start a descent from there. So we shall see. Either way, be prepared for ETH to hit 10K this year, and be prepared if it doesn't. At the end of the day, join the winning team, buy and hodl Bitcoin. It's that simple. And once you have Bitcoin and other cryptos, make sure you are transferring it off of the exchange to hold long-term on a cold storage hardware wallet pronto. The best time to get a cold storage hardware wallet was yesterday. The next best time is today. So scroll down to the description area below to access the correct and official sites of my recommended hardware wallets. BC Vault is my personal favorite. Another option is the Ledger Backup Pack. So scroll down, check them out. And once your crypto is secure and protected, You also need to protect your ability to generate income. And there are a ton of opportunities currently available in the cryptocurrency and blockchain tech space, and the opportunities will continue to exponentially increase. So if you're interested in learning how to become a developer in the industry or learn more about the advanced technical concepts of blockchain technology, check out Ivan on Tech's Academy. Using the link in the description area, you can access the Academy at a discounted price. So scroll down and check it out. Awesome. Well, that was Last Week Crypto with me, Crypto Casey. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more crypto content. To check out the links to all the articles we discuss, go to cryptocasey.com/lastweekcrypto. So what did you think about this crazy week? Have people started coming out of the woodwork asking you about Bitcoin and crypto yet? How significant will this pullback be, if we even see one anytime soon? Let me know in the comments below. Be safe out there.